what we are able to do is, say someone calls in and someone's abducted a child from school or whatever, and the ex-wife has the license plate. You can pick the cameras in Zanesville. There's a pointer on here somewhere. There we go. You can pick the cameras in Zanesville, for example, highlight those cameras, put the license plate in the state, and this email address can be dispatch@zanesvillepd.com. It can be all squad cars at Zanesville, whatever, and you can put in 30, 45, 60 minutes, and then when you hit submit request, all these cameras begin looking for that license plate. If we get lucky and the vehicle goes through a Gatso protected intersection, about 14 or 15 seconds later, all these guys on this email list will get an email with a picture and the location of the vehicle we're looking for. We talk about it as Amber Alert because it's a good marketing term, but stolen car, bank robbery, any situation like that where the police might be looking for a single license plate, we have the ability to help them out with Amber Alert.
And what makes our cameras so unique is this is all done with one camera. Every other company that you will talk to will have to add a camera on the side of the intersection and charge you an additional fee for this capability. In fact, MSNBC and several of the major news media outlets around the country, when we released this a year ago, they had all kinds of stories about it. It's pretty phenomenal. And again, we're trying to leverage our history and benefit the technology to provide other services in the community. Now, we can link this up with other communities as well that have our system in place.
I have to let you know you got about 2 more minutes on the presentation.
Okay.
We'll go into the question and answer.
Okay. So that's how Amber Alert works. We also have the ability to do video archive. You can go into System Video Archive. You can highlight a camera. Let's say I know that Market and Main and 6th are tough intersections. Not good visibility. We have accidents there. Say we had a camera there and you had a fatal accident. The administrator can go into that camera, 15 minutes, pick the time and date, email recipient, hit submit request, and then you'll be sent a 15-minute MPEG video file of that intersection. You can reconstruct that accident and see what happened. Or maybe over on the corridor, somebody robs Wendy's and we had a camera there. You can pull the 15 minutes and see if we can get a getaway car sliding through the intersection. That's another capability.
The key is that the data belongs to the city. It's not ours. It is your data. So you could manipulate it, not manipulate it, but you could retrieve it and utilize it however you would like.
And the last piece on video is live stream, so that the traffic engineering department, safety department, somebody calls in and says there's a fire hydrant out or a light out or some kind of problem, you can, if we have a camera there, you can go to that light, hit submit request, and you can watch that intersection live on a laptop. So just some additional safety kinds of things that are part of the Gatso program. That's what I'm almost out of time. That's what a violation notice looks like. It's customizable to Zanesville. It would say City of Zanesville on it, your language, your ordinance, money sent to Zanesville. The website and the PIN number is here so that the violator can go on the website, put their PIN number in, see their photos, watch themselves run the red light on the video clip. Very simple process. If you decide to pay online, it's just like buying something from eBay or somebody like that. You go there. Here's my thing, I can watch my violation, I can read the city ordinance, see my photos, there's my license plate, all my information. I can pay the fine or I can contest. If they decide to contest, down here in this box, their court date will pop up. We'll interface with the court system, the court date pops up. If they decide they want to pay, put in your name, your number, your credit card, your phone number, hit pay now, and it's done. And then we sweep that money in a sweep account into Zanesville account. We do not hold any money. We take all the money, sweep it into Zanesville's account, and then at the end of the month, we'll take a dollar figure percentage of the ticket, and at the end of the month, we'll send Zanesville a bill, and they'll send us X number of violations times that dollar amount. We never hold any money up front, the city does. Sequential event numbering, so you'll know exactly how transparent the program is. We can do red light and we can do speed on green if the city asks for it. We do it out of the same camera. You can start with red lights and add speed later. It's just a quick tick of the switch for us. I would recommend, unlike next door, I would not do red lights and speed at the same time. I would phase the program in and give the community a chance to get used to it and grow it in an exponential way instead of jumping everything out there at one time and alienating your community. There's better ways to do a program than that. And then the recording of the yellow time, 100th of a second. We do that for every violation. We do a community outreach program with posters and signs. We'll put a gajillion of these posters all over the community, a bunch of these everywhere, these folders with the mayor or the police department telling them exactly the locations where we're doing cameras. We'll do a 30-day warning period where there will be no tickets. Folks will just get a letter in the mail. We don't want to sneak up on anybody. We don't want to trap anybody. We want to be totally transparent and upfront. This is a sample of a report that everyone, the city would get as we work through the construction process. We pull the permits, we hire the engineer, we hire the contractor, we do all of that kind of stuff for you. Rich Casina is our expert witness. If we ever need to go into court to defend a ticket or defend the technology, we have someone that does that at our cost for you. And we feel that Gatso is a partnership you can rely on. We're the most accurate, best technology in the industry, and I think the other companies would tell you that as well. And then finally, you know, we've got cameras in Canada, we've got them in the Middle East, we've got them all over the world. There's not a situation here that we can't handle and help you with. And we've never, as Paul said earlier, we've never lost a court case on our technology. And we don't have any cities anywhere that's putting those cameras on referendums and want to vote them out next month. We don't have that. Thank you for your time. I appreciate your attention, and we're open and ready to answer any questions you might want to ask.
I have a question. I asked at my Red Flags, I'll give you the same opportunity. What's the difference between Gatso and Red Flags?
You want to go first?
Sure. I think a couple things. I think as Yancey talked about, very simply, it's a technology decision. And I propose that if you're enforcing traffic laws, you want the most accurate system for your community. You never want any surprises. When we talk about chain of evidence, Redflex doesn't do it the way we do it. We secure the information at the time of the violation inside the camera. We have never lost a court case. Redflex can't make that claim. There's a class action lawsuit in Australia just because of the way they encrypt their data in the chain of evidence. They're still doing it the same way today, we believe. That's one thing, I think, is the integration in the way we encrypt our data. I think secondly, as Yancey pointed out, our engineering approach. When we come into a community, I had my first opportunity to drive through a community not too far away from here that's been in the newspaper. I was amazed when I looked at the number of cameras at intersections within only a tenth or two away from each other. We would never do anything that way. That, I think, is not a best practice. I think that's trouble, pure and simple. So we're very careful, we're very conservative. We want the system to do its job. It's a violator-funded program. We want to make sure that at the end, that we're accomplishing the goal, and that's to improve driver behavior and reduce traffic accidents. And from an experience standpoint, there's no other company that has the breadth of experience and the depth than Gatso.
I would add to that we design and we build our own equipment. We don't interface two different companies' products together to make a system. We integrate our own products and we tie them together to make the most accurate system. Good question, thanks.
Your cameras are placed prior to before the red light, correct? Not
Correct.
On the other side of the intersection.
Before the red light, yes.
These northbound streets here downtown that we have all these problems with, you couldn't actually put your pole anywhere on the north side of the main street because they would knock it down.
On Main?
As a matter of fact. Because they would knock down every pole that Fred put up.
There is one down right now. Yeah, they're out there knocking it down right now. There's no such thing as vandal-proof. It's vandal resistant.
Well, not vandals, just accident causing it.
It happens, and then when it goes down, it's in our best interest to have that camera back up and running and working as soon as possible. And that's on us. You know, when somebody knocks a pole down, it's on us.
So when we work with you and you give us a list of potential problem locations, our engineering group, who's done hundreds of installations, not only in the U.S., worldwide, we're going to look at not only the placement but right-of-way issues too. Do we have power? Do we have connections? Do we need everything? And we're going to make recommendations, and many times the city may have a list of 10 intersections, and when we go through the engineering analysis, we only may be able to enforce speed or red light at 4 intersections because there may be some impediments in that installation. So again, that's part of the process that we go through to address, occlusions or right-of-way issues.
Signs in the way, poles, lines, all those kinds of things play into the analysis. And we would begin the process with you guys, with the police department, engineering, and get traffic counts, accident data, and just your own anecdotal, you guys know